Sherry Kilgus-Kramer, Strengthen Our Schools, with Superintendent of Schools Michael Delahanty.
Hi, this is Sherry Kilgus-Kramer with Strengthen Our Schools in Salem, New Hampshire. And tonight I am talking to our Superintendent of Salem Schools, Dr. Michael Delahanty. How are you?
I'm very well this evening.
Great, great. Mike, we want to talk a little bit about the high school renovations. Now that the elementary schools have been renovated and are in progress being renovated, it's finally time for the high school to come to the ballot again. In the past year, there's been a lot of due diligence and a lot of effort going on getting this plan ready. Can you talk about that?
Sure, and I know we're limited with time, so I'll be brief with my answers. But we've spent almost 2 years in planning this renovation project, and we began with a blank, clean slate, thinking about what are our options, including a building brand new, demolishing this building, building a combined middle school, high school, renovating this facility solely. We thought about building a new wing in the lower and upper parking lots where students park now, and then using just part of the current facility. We used all different types of engineers. We brought in some soil scientists, we brought in wetland scientists, civil engineers, and after all the studies, all the planning, all the options, the option of renovating the original building, demolishing some of the 1971 building, rebuilding some of that, and creating a STEM wing with the $11 million that we're getting from the state was our best option and the best option for this community.
Okay, great. Obviously, it's been 7 years. There are some differences between the plan from 2007 and now. It's been 7 years. Can you just briefly summarize what the differences might be?
Sure. The big difference is that the 2007 plan had us building a brand new athletic facility adjacent to Grant Field. And we were renovating the upper gym to create science labs primarily. This plan includes not only demolishing the upper gym and creating a new forecourt gym, but we're also demolishing the auditorium rather than trying to renovate a substandard facility. Also, the 2007 plan made no consideration whatsoever for the CTE facility, and it's because of the CTE facility that we actually qualify for the $11 million in state funds. The original building was going to get light renovations. Now the original building is going to get heavy renovations. We didn't plan to move the front office to the front of the school, and in this plan we're moving the front office to actually be on Giramonte Drive and have a Giramonte Drive address. Substantial differences between the 2007 version and the 2014 plan.
And part of that entrance being on Giramonte is for security reasons.
Absolutely. We have a single point of entry. There'll be a vestibule, a glass window, and a receptionist, and no one will be able to get into the building without first going through reception. Right now, someone comes into the building, there is a secure access, but once in, you go to the receptionist, you can go anywhere in the building. Even though you might say you go into the office, a visitor could go anywhere. This way, a person comes in, gets checked in, and then gets into the building, which is where the office will be.
Salem High School is a 50-year-old or almost 50-year-old facility. And obviously that has an impact on our children's educational quality. Can you elaborate a little bit on that and how we might measure up with communities around us that have perhaps renovated high schools?
Sure. In this 50-year-old facility, for an example is our electric switchgear is maximized. There is no additional amperage that we can add to what we have, and we're blowing circuits just by using circuit breakers in our science labs. So our teachers, whether they're using smart boards, laptops, hot plates, Bunsen burners, our teachers have to work twice as hard as competing communities' teachers in order to achieve the same kind of instruction value that they might be able to get in a more modern facility in a nearby or neighboring community.
Okay. So it's obviously standards have changed and the building has deteriorated.
Absolutely. The building has deteriorated, and one of our criticisms is we haven't maintained the building. I think if you walk around, you see certainly some deterioration. There's no question particularly in the last 7 or 8 years, we've let go some significant capital projects because we anticipated a comprehensive renovation project. But over the last 50 years, perhaps there was some neglect. But we do have a maintenance plan. We were, in fact, required to have a maintenance plan going forward in order to qualify for any state money. And we have the $10.775 million, as you know, from the state. We're obligated to have a maintenance plan, and we'll make sure that everything is replaced at the end of its useful life.
One thing that I've learned is that in the 7 years since the last plan was on the ballot, construction costs have increased about 33%. If this plan doesn't pass at the polls this March, what is the potential impact to Salem taxpayers?
Well, we anticipate that it could increase by as much as $35 to $36 million if we had to regroup and then come back with a different plan in 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. So we anticipate that it would be about a 5-year cycle before we would end up in the queue again for some state money, and by then costs would have escalated. The price of money or the interest that we're paying would have increased even by 1% or 1.5%. The overall impact over the long term would be about $36 to $37 million for the same plan that we're proposing now.
Thank you. And finally, this community, this facility is not just about students, is it? It's about the community. Coming in here, this facility is used every day of the week, all day. Can you talk about renovating this building as a community benefit?
Yes, absolutely. And when we met as a project committee early on in this project, we agreed that this was the most used public facility in Salem, perhaps one of the most used facilities in Salem. Lots and lots of people come in here, and not just Salem residents, but visitors to our community. They use our auditorium, which has, as you know, deteriorated. They use this gymnasium, which is experiencing some leaks tonight. They use our upper gym, which is experiencing some leaks tonight. And they use our cafeteria, they use our classrooms. Visitors and community members, thousands and thousands and thousands weekly. This should be a source of significant community pride, Salem pride. And we want it to be not only a showpiece for the community, but something that the community members can point to with a sense of pride and say that, you know, we built that. Now is the time, we got that done. They can look back and say, I was part of something good for the community of Salem.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Dr. Delahanty. We appreciate it.
Kilgus-Kramer, it was wonderful to talk with you.
Thank you. And I urge all voters in Salem, please vote on March 11th and get everyone you know to get out and vote. This requires a 60% majority to pass. The time is now. Thank you so much.